This is Dennis Witham from Sundance Systems. The next video will show an example of just putting an ad hoc call in our system. Basically a call for service entered directly into the dispatch screen, something that's not scheduled. Perhaps an individual calls up because he has a doctor's appointment and it's going to happen today, and you just want to put that call in. This is also the way that you would put in, let's say, an emergency run. It could also be put in this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my main CAD screen, hit the add button, which is going to put me into ad mode. I know I'm in ad mode because I don't have a call for service number. It just says auto. It also says auto up here next to where the person information goes. So from here, I could type in my person. Boom. If they're already found in the system, it's going to do a search and pull that information up, and I can just select off the list. Once I select off the list, it'll automatically pull his information in. If the pickup is the same as his home address, I can put a little S in. That's going to default his city, state, and zip. My drop-off, so long as I have all my local hospitals, hospices, that kind of stuff in the list. Right now I only have Sundance, that's my only example. I could tab through, start typing SUN, hit the down arrow, select it, or tab all the way through, and it'll pop in the address for Sundance Systems. When I get down to code, this is the type of transport that's happening. From here, I can start typing in a code, right? I can pull from the code from the list. If I don't know the code, let's say it's abdominal pains, I can just select it from my type. Boom, pop that in there. It was received, let's say, through the telephone. Let's see if the drop down here. I can just type in telephone. And if I tab all the way through, it's going to go ahead and save that. I get to my quick dispatch line, and now I'm ready for dispatching. So I can take my unit over here and dispatch him to that call for service. Once again, if he has a mobile, it'll come up and ask you to send it out to the mobile. Any extra notes can be entered inside of our note line down here. If I want to edit anything that I typed in the notes, I can go ahead and hit my edit box here. I can delete these notes out, add more information. Right, I can go ahead and save that. Once again, if I wanted to, I can delete it from here. It automatically saves. If I pull the screen down a little bit, I'll see that I actually have a history on this address, right? So if I was out to this address before, it'll actually pull me a history that every single time I've been out to this address. Same thing with the caller information. If that caller has called before, or I've done another run for them, I can pull that information out. Just like a normal scheduled run, you can go ahead and run this guy through his different date and time stamps, putting him en route, on scene, en route to the drop-off, on scene at the drop-off, or you can clear him. Once I clear him, especially if this is a patient that you normally transport, and he just went in for a checkup or just had an appointment with a doctor, you can create the return trip to pull him back from the hospital and take him home by just right-clicking his call for service, hitting return trip. It'll create a return trip and label it as a return. So I can just go out this. I can select his return trip, and I can pick another unit, let's say, to go pick him up at the hospital and take him back home. And once again, I can run him through his date timestamps, clear him, and dispo them out to get them off the board. And that's going to be the basics of putting in a call for service, just off the main CAD screen, and dispatching out units and dispoing the call.